What's going on, my little piglets? It's your BFF Pork Chop here, and I'm coming at you with entry number 18 of the June Vlog Challenge for 2020. So that makes this June 18th, 2020. How's everybody doing today? I hope you guys had a kick-ass day, and I hope you guys are going to have a badass weekend ahead of you. I have one shift left for the week, and that is my wholesaling gig. I don't have to work Pizza Planet tomorrow because Chris's rehearsal dinner is tomorrow, so I'm going to do the video probably before the rehearsal dinner instead of after, so that way it's up in a timely manner, even though these things go up pretty late. But today is different because I got off an hour and a half earlier than I usually do. Hold on, giant pothole, I bet. No, it's not as bad as I thought it'd be. And there goes my mask. So I'm just all over the place today, and that's an understatement because I have a hell of a story to tell y'all. I have a hell of a story to tell y'all. My day was redonkulous. So, where to start? Okay, so I had to go out of town for the wholesaler today. I had 7 stops. And we left 30 minutes later than we usually do, which that indicates that I'm not going to get back until later. And what, okay, so I went to, okay, let's see if I can remember. It was an hour out of the way, and then 45 minutes. Oh, no, backtrack. I had to go an hour out of the way, 45 minutes, an hour and 15 minutes, 45 minutes, 35 minutes, and then home. But what had happened is like I said, I had 7 stops, but I got to my second stop, dropped everything off, was heading to my third stop, and the van that I use, the battery goes out. It doesn't even ding, 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 ding when I have the key in the ignition, which is usually what it does. Yeah, it didn't do that. So I asked the shop that I was at, I was like, hey, do you mind giving me a jump? And they said, oh, no, absolutely, let's do it. So they jumped me, and nothing going. So I let it sit for a little bit, and then I make a little progress because it makes a sound when I turn the key. And then I called my boss and was like, hey, the van's battery is on the fritz, it might be shot, yada yada yada. And they're like, okay, we'll give it about a 15-minute charge, and then if nothing happens, we'll probably have to come pick you up. And I'm like, damn, I hope that's not the case, because I really don't want them to come pick me up, because I have 5 more stops, guys. 5 more stops. And so I waited 10 minutes, started it. It made a little bit more progress, made a sound, like a click, 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 click sound. And then I waited 5 more minutes, and it was more the same. But so I called them, like, yeah, it's not doing anything. It's just making a clicking sound, and no progress. And they're like, okay, well, what we're going to have you do is we're going to have you go to O'Reilly's or an AutoZone or what have you, and we're going to have you buy a new battery. And I was thinking, oh, God, please don't make me pay for it. I don't want to pay for it. I don't got that kind of money. And they were like, we'll give the credit card number over the phone. You don't have to worry about it. I'm like, okay, thank God. And so the one of the employees at this flower shop, luckily this happened at one of the flower shops and not in between, let's say, 2 stops, because usually, like, most of my stops were just small town Texas panhandle towns, and there's nothing in between these towns sometimes. The only thing in between the 2 towns is nothing, or railroad tracks, or farmland or whatever. There's nothing. And so if this would have happened between my second and my third stop, I would have been screwed, y'all. I would have been screwed. So the one of the people that worked at the shop had her husband come in and take me to get a battery, which I was very thankful for. He took the battery out and went with me, gave me a lift to AutoZone, and we got the battery put in. And as I was waiting for him to get there, I was doing math. I was doing my GPS, like, okay, how far is it from here to here? How far is it from here to here? and I was doing my math, and I wouldn't have gotten back into town until 6:15. I had to be at Pizza Planet at 6, and I usually get off at the wholesaler at 5. So I was like, oh great, here we go. Here's an hour. And this is with no lunch break. This is without me eating. If I had decided to stop and eat for my hour lunch break, I would have gotten home at 7:15 tonight. First of all, my boss probably would have killed me. And second of all, I didn't want to get home that late. So what I did is my second to last stop and my last stop, what they do is the last stop I had to go to sometimes will have me drop off their stuff at this second to last shop I was at, and they come pick up their stuff whenever they get a chance. And to make a long story short about that is the last stop would have taken me 2 hours and 15 minutes to get back home. This second to last stop where I usually drop the stuff off was only an hour and 45 minutes. So 30 minutes, that makes a hell of a difference, just so you know. So I asked my boss, I'm like, hey, is there any way that I can convince you to let me drop this off here instead of going to my last stop? And he said, oh, I'll give them a call, see what they say. And they were okay with it. I was like, oh, thank God. But everybody kept asking me. They were like, are you okay? What happened here? Why are you so late? You know, they weren't like rude or anything, but I was like, yeah, I had car trouble, and I told every single one of them the truth and told them what I was doing and what happened. And just all in all, guys, I was so happy to, I hate it when my headlights do that. I was so happy that it happened where it did. Otherwise, like I said, I would have been screwed. So, thank you for listening to that story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And you know, in all honesty, one of my stops also, like I straight up told them, I was like, man, God is testing me today. And she kind of looked at me and she's like, oh yeah, why? And I was like, because I've just had a hell of a day. be honest with you, I'm having a hell of a day. And because one of my stops, I used the restroom because I drink a gallon of water like it's going out of style. And so I have to make frequent stops. So when I was through bringing in all their stuff, I was like, hey, can I use your restroom? And when I used the restroom, I jiggled the handle to flush the toilet, and it broke. The handle broke. And so I straight up went in and I said, hey, just to let you know, the handle of the toilet broke, the mechanism inside like pretty much snapped off. And she's like, oh, it's no big deal. And I'm like, yeah, I just wanted to be honest with you. So I was like, yeah, God is really testing me today. Luckily, that was like my only other hiccup for the evening. And then I got to Pizza Planet and I dropped a box into a sink full of water, and it splashed all over some people, including myself, and I felt really bad about it. But yeah, for the most part, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe the day that I've had. And you know what the cool thing was? I wasn't worried about it. I was not worried about it at all, because I realized that, yeah, even though it was a hectic day, I still kept my composure. I didn't get upset. I didn't scream. I didn't yell. I just rolled with the punches and got to what's real. Might as well jump. Anyway, so I was happy to have had a rough day, but I didn't let it get to me. I don't know if it's just, you know, my mindset right now. I don't know what it is, but I am fortunate, because if that was any other day, I probably would have lost my shit. So there you go. But also, like I said, went out of town today, so I listened to a bunch of podcasts today. That included one, I think it was, I got to one episode of Brohio, and it was the Vatican. They were talking about the Vatican. And guys, really, if you guys are into like ghost stories and you know, conspiracy theories and demonic possessions and UFOs and multiple universes, like just all that good stuff, give Brohio a listen. These guys are a little rough around the edges because they have no filter, and that's one of the things I love about them is they're just two bros chilling in a hot tub 2 feet apart because they're not gay. But no, they are just two deuces talking and just hanging out and just talking about some weird shit, and I love it. It's one thing that I hope to do one day with Chris, maybe, is, start a podcast, or I start my own podcast, or, me and another friend, or, another co-host, whatever. It doesn't have to be a friend. It could be just somebody that has a total opposite position than I do. But oh, that's weird. That street light just went out. I'm stopping. I have one more stop before I head home, so I'm going to get that knocked out here pretty quick. But I just realized that that's blowing on my food. I brought food home. Brought home pizza and salad. But yes, I listened to one of their episodes. I listened to, we watched a movie. They did a script of, actually it was more of a treatment of the sequel that almost was to Freddy vs. Jason, which was Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash before it became a comic book series. Guys, if that movie would have happened, forget about it. The Avengers had the best crossover of all time. Nah, man. It was Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, and the ideas and how each of the characters would clash and get into fights and all this and that, the body count, everything like that. It sounded freaking off the wall in the best way possible, and I wish it got made. Apparently, the only reason it didn't get made is New Line Cinema did not want Ash killing Jason or Freddy, because one of the scripts, actually in the treatment, Ash was going to kill one of them at least. One of them was going to get a they were going to get axed, but it was like, an open-ended death. And then the other one was just going to straight up get sent back to hell where they belong. But it sounded freaking amazing. So we watched a movie. I think it's also a YouTube video. It's a YouTube channel. Those guys are badass. Just two friends talking about weird shit, man. Kind of see a pattern of my my tastes in podcasts until this. And then I also listened to the Dana Lash Show, which she's a conservative talk show host. Just, I'm not going to open that can of worms for any of my piglets that aren't conservative. I'm not even going to bore you with the details. But for those in the my conservative piglets, y'all should probably know who Dana Lash is, and pretty easy on the eyes, I gotta say that. And her political views kind of, sometimes it lines up with mine. Sometimes I'm kind of like, I'm not that right. But anyway, a good listen if you're a conservative. The Dana Lash Show. She always has her full episodes the day after they air to listen to. And then I listened to a couple of the sports, the Locked On. I listened to the Cowboys one, a Texas A&M one, and the Lakers one today. And was pretty intrigued by the bubble system that might not be a bubble system anymore for the NBA players when they go play at Disney World next month for the condensed basketball season. And then just talking about the strength of schedule for Texas A&M. Because one reporter had the Aggies as the easiest schedule in the SEC, and this guy broke it down. He's like, actually, they're third. They have the third easiest schedule, just so you know. And then I listened to the Lakers. Actually, no, I just talked about the Lakers. Listened to the Cowboys, and they did the NFC East all-decade team, and they had Eli Manning as the starting quarterback, and they were like scratching their heads, like, really, Eli Manning didn't do that hot in the 2010s. So why did he get it over Romo? Why did he get it over Dak? Why did he get it over Carson Wentz? Even freaking Kirk Cousins, why the hell did he get it? Is it because he won that Super Bowl in 2011? I don't know. But anyway. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. Thank y'all so much once again for dropping by. I hope you guys had a kick-ass day. Oh, yeah, I forgot to say, Happy International Sushi Day. You guys enjoy sushi. What's your favorite sushi? Let me know down below. Please continue to ask me questions. I haven't gotten any, and I really want them. I really want you to ask me questions. I really do. My favorite is I think it's called the Crunchy Dragon Roll. It's fantastic. Other than that, the California roll is obviously a go-to. But those are my two favorites. So always remember my little piglets. Colin Pork Chop loves y'all the mostest. Y'all take it easy, guys, and I'll see y'all next time, which is tomorrow. Bye, guys!